Mrs. Wilson woke up early that morning. It was her birthday. She made herself a cup of coffee, opened the curtains, and looked outside. The sun was shining. For some reason, the morning felt different. She smiled and checked her phone. No messages. She put the phone down and went to the kitchen. While making breakfast, she checked it again. Still nothing. Her son usually called her on her birthday. Even when he was busy, he always found a few minutes to say, "Happy birthday, Mom." But that morning, the phone stayed silent. By noon, Mrs. Wilson had started making excuses for him. Maybe he's in a meeting. She checked her phone again. Nothing. In the afternoon, her friend Linda stopped by with a small birthday cake. "Happy birthday, Mrs. Wilson." Mrs. Wilson smiled. "Thank you." Linda looked at her carefully. "Did your son call?" Mrs. Wilson paused. "No, he's probably very busy." She tried to sound cheerful, but Linda could see the disappointment in her eyes. That evening, Mrs. Wilson made herself a simple dinner. She set one plate on the table. Then she looked at the empty chair across from her. She remembered when her son was a little boy. He used to sit there and tell her everything about his day. His first day of school, his first job, his first car. And every year, no matter how old he became, she still waited for his birthday call. She looked at the clock. 8 p.m. Still nothing. She picked up her phone and opened their messages. Her finger hovered over his name. She wanted to call him. But she stopped. "He's probably busy," she whispered. Then she put the phone down. A few minutes later, she heard something outside. A car door closed. Mrs. Wilson looked toward the window. Someone was walking toward her front door. She frowned. Then came a knock. Knock, knock. She slowly opened the door and froze. Standing there was her son. He was holding a birthday cake. Behind him were 2 large bags and a small suitcase. "Happy birthday, Mom." Mrs. Wilson couldn't speak. She just stared at him. You remembered?" Her son smiled. "Of course I remembered." "Then why didn't you call me?" He laughed softly. "Because I didn't want to ruin the surprise." He handed her the cake. "I drove all the way here this morning. I wanted to celebrate your birthday with you." Mrs. Wilson's eyes filled with tears. "You scared me," she whispered. "I know. I'm sorry." He hugged his mother tightly. For a moment, Mrs. Wilson closed her eyes. She didn't care about the cake. She didn't care about the presents. She only cared that her son was standing in front of her. Then her son looked at the table. "You only made dinner for one?" Mrs. Wilson smiled through her tears. "I wasn't sure you'd come." He pulled out a chair. "Mom, you should know something." "What?" "No matter how old I get, I will always want to come home." Mrs. Wilson smiled. Then she slowly sat down beside him. That night they ate cake, talked about old memories, and laughed like they were young again. Sometimes a mother doesn't need a big gift. She just wants to know that her child still remembers the way home. And no matter how old her children become, a mother will always wait for them. If you believe a mother's heart always has room for her children, leave a heart. What's one birthday memory with your family that you will never forget? Tell us in the comments.